you slice it. I'm going to dice it up for you today, May 30th. A beautiful day outside, rain or shine, right? We got a little bit of rainy weather going on locally where I'm at here in Massachusetts. It could be a sunny day where you are, but it does not matter what type of day it is, right? Because you still have this opportunity. You still are breathing. You're still above ground. So you have this great opportunity to do exactly what you want and get exactly what you want out of this life. So I want you to check, and see how much you have left in your tank because I know you still got some more fuel left to keep going. You still got that fire within inside of you to keep going, to keep pushing. So don't stop now. You're almost there. You're working towards that big goal, that big dream, that big idea within inside of you. And that has to come out. You have to manifest that goal, that dream. But it's gonna take some work. It's gonna take a little bit of hard work. You're gonna have to keep coming back again and again and go for it. Right? No one's gonna do it for you. No one's gonna put the time in, working in silence, working in darkness, working when no one's awake, working when your whole family is sleeping and you're still grinding, still getting the job done, whether you're waking up early, working late, you know, you're gonna have to put that time in and no one else is gonna do it for you. So what a great time, a great day to do it, even though it might be shitty weather where you are. Sometimes the rain can be depressing, but if you look at it that way, you might look at it as an opportunity. Well, I'm going to spend my day inside today. So if you're inside, maybe you can get some creative work done, whether it's reading or writing, practice an instrument, trying to develop that book you're trying to work on, develop that song you're trying to write. There's ample opportunity, right? Depends how you're going to use that slither of your day, right? Guaranteed you get that 6 to 8 hour window where you have the opportunity to get better at something and actually do something you're passionate about. Because we all got to pay bills. It's not going to end anytime soon. So if you're paying your bills, you're gonna have to work. And if you're gonna work, whether you like it or not, you're gonna have to show up. And showing up is the greatest thing you can do in life. Is just show up, right? It's not what they teach you at school and college. As long as you show up every single day, you're gonna pass, right? Just show up. Just get there. Just be there, right? And that is a good percentage of what needs to be done, right? You do need to show up just to get through it, to pass, right? To win. But there's also that other percentage, that other, 20, 30, 10%, whatever it may be, that you're going to have to work during that. You're going to have to learn, you have to push yourself, and you're going to have to check how much fuel do you have left in your tank. Because I know you do have some more left in your tank. You're still going strong, so do not slow down now. You might see that finish line. You might see, that end result out there, the end of the tunnel. You see that light, but you know what? Don't slow down. You gotta run right through that finish line. You gotta keep battling, keep going strong all the way through until you get there, until you reach that summit, right? If you've ever gone on a hike, if you ever hiked a hill, even as a child, a small little hill, or if you're hiking mountains these days, you see the top, you see the summit, you want to get there, and eventually you do because you don't stop moving. And once you get up top and you look down, you said, I was down there. I accomplished that because I kept moving forward. And that is basically what we need to do in life. Just keep moving forward and don't stop now. No matter where you are, do not get content. Do not get content or complacent because the rest of the world is going to go by. The rest of the world is going to keep going by. It's not going to stop, right? Nothing stops. Life does go on. Time keeps moving. No matter what the hell you are doing, no matter what's going on in your life, the world continues to move and evolve. Sometimes for the better, sometimes for the worse, but it's about what you're doing in your world, right? Be the change you wish to see in the world, the famous Gandhi quote. So if you're progressing, if you're trying to work on yourself, becoming a better person, becoming a better, father, a husband, a wife, an employer, employee, whatever it is, if you're just trying to get better at something and you continuously are working towards that and improving yourself, that is very, very important. Because at the end of the day, if we're not trying to get better, and if we're making no effort to get better at all, then what are we really doing with our life? We're wasting it away, we're floating away, being content with being mediocre or average, or just, deteriorating because we don't care anymore, giving up. And that's not how we're going to succeed in this life. Or that's not how we're going to get the most out of it. So take a look at yourself. Take a look how much you have left in that tank. Can you squeeze out a little bit more, right? Can you keep working a little bit harder today? Can you put an extra uh, few sales calls on the end of your day, right? When everyone's going home, try to get out of the office early, stay a little later, put that little bit of time in. If you're studying for your finals, and you're, a big test, work a little harder, study a little, another extra half hour to an hour, you know, keep going. You have it within yourself. You have more left in the tank. So take a look and take stock of where you are, right? As you get older, you might get tired a little bit easier, get tired a little quicker, but you're still going strong. And it just becomes a mindset. It just becomes a mindset. Last couple of days I wake up a little bit more on the tired side and start my day a little slower. But once I kind of get over that little hump where I keep telling myself, Nick, keep going. You're gonna break out of this. Keep going. And maybe it just doesn't take long. It just doesn't take long. You just keep reminding yourself, get out of this. Keep going. Keep going. Sometimes as you get older, your mind can be quicker than your body. You know, some of you maybe will attest that. You're just telling yourself, come on, come on, come on, come on. You ever hear a pro athlete talk about it when they're retiring, when they tell the story when they know it's time to go is when their body's not responding, but their mind is quicker than their body. And it's like you telling your body to do this and do that, but your body's not responding fast enough. It's not quick enough anymore. That's when they kind of realize, maybe it's time to retire. Right. So in life, as you're going and you're getting a little bit older, you're telling you, at least for my personal experience, in a slow morning, trying to get my shit together. Like, come on, come on, get out of this, get out of this. You gotta move quicker, you gotta move faster. Come on, come on, come on. You keep telling yourself that. You get going. I get going a little bit. So just keep telling your mind. I'm sorry. Keep telling your body to keep going. Keep telling your body, don't stop now. You're gonna break the funk. You're gonna get the juices flowing again, right? Nothing's gonna stop you. Just keep plugging away, because then you have more left in the tank. I know I got more left in the tank. No matter what time of the day it is, you can find that next gear. You can pump it up just one more time and keep blasting all the way through until you find that end result, until you find exactly what you're looking for and finishing that goal, finishing that task. You have to just find that extra gear and just keep going forward. Just keep moving forward. You have it within you. You have it within you, no matter what, right? No one, if you're quitting because you just don't want to put that effort in, if you're just quitting because you know you, you're lazy, if you're just quitting because you don't understand something, you don't really want to work at it, you don't want to learn something new, if you're just quitting because of those reasons, you're going to quit your whole life whenever you face adversity, whenever you face an obstacle that you don't want to go around and jump over or go through. You're going to quit so much easier. And especially if you have children, you have people that look up to you, and you quit easily at everything. You don't grind a little bit more. You don't go you know, that extra mile. You don't put that extra effort in. You don't show that resiliency, day in and day out. Your children are going to pick up on that. Your children are going to pick up on becoming a quitter a little bit easier, right? You don't want that. You got to set the example at home. You got to set the example that if I'm going to work hard, and my children, my coworkers, my family members, they're going to see that I work hard, and they're going to see that I do not give up, and that's going to become a contagious characteristic of yourself. So set that good example, because you never know who's watching. Because someone's always watching. Someone is always watching, but you never know what someone could be learning from you, right? No matter what field you are in, no matter where you are, right? So if you're doing the right thing, always coming back again and again, not always bitching about it, right? So if you can, if whatever you're doing, whatever job you're going to, more than likely you can find something to complain or bitch about, or someone along the way. But if you're just gonna focus on the job at hand, if you're just gonna focus on exactly what you need to do and all the things that you need to accomplish just to get there, all the other outside noise, all the external factors, you're not gonna have time to bitch about, because you're focused on that set goal. You focus on exactly what you need to do and not worrying about everything else and everyone else, right? You kind of can take that perspective and apply it to life. Instead of worrying about what's going on with the government, or this country or that country, if you can actually just focus on what you're doing in your life and making a better day to day life experience. If you can focus on making the right choices, practicing the right habits, getting rid of the negative habits, getting proper sleep, no more, no more drugs, no more alcohol, no more cigarettes, exercising every day, doing a little meditation, maybe some reading and writing. If you just practice these good habits and just build upon them, like building blocks, just keep going up, and just, yeah, it's great to have a general understanding of what's going on in geopolitical world, what's going on with this country, that country, obviously, and what's going on in your own country is very important, obviously. But if you can get sucked up into it, you can just become consumed by what's happening because it's all the time. It's all the time. You know, I used to be very political active when I was younger, and in the early 2000s, and I was very very focused on fighting the machine. But the machine doesn't stop. The machine does not stop. Someone made this great analogy. You can see the machine is like a tank coming down the road, and you can throw out arrows and rocks at it and try to stop it, but the tank is just going to keep going. It's going to keep moving forward, right? So it's kind of like the machine, whatever you're watching, whatever's happening in our United States, government, whatever's going on, in the media, whatever's going on with these this election year, you, you think you have power. You try to tell yourself you have power in that national level, but in all actuality, things have already been decided. Things are just going to keep moving forward, right? So it's important to be aware of things that are happening. Don't get me wrong, it's very, very important, but to be consumed by them and to allow those things to control and dictate how you're going to feel and live your life every single day, you're losing. You're losing the game, right? So it starts actually within having that positive mindset and living out your dreams, because sometimes the powers that be are out there, they don't want people like you, they don't want people like me to go out there and try to become the best person, because that's what it all comes down to. If they have a a portion of the population where they can control, you know the middle class, the lower middle class, poverty level, wherever you are, they can keep people down and uneducated. They're easy to control, right? So if they control the information, they control the information and keep everyone at bay, keep everyone fighting amongst each other, different ethnic groups, whites versus blacks, the different communities fighting against each other, different religious sectors fighting against each other, instead of the powers that be just like the puppet masters doing whatever the hell they want. So to be consumed by what's going on above, becoming consumed by what's going on in society all the time, and taking away from the energy that you're gonna have to apply to your day to day life, right? Don't fall into that trap. Don't fall into the trap. Don't get me wrong, it's important to be, you know, active in your community. It's important to be, you know, engaged with what is happening in your town. Um, but you have to take care of number one. As selfish as that may sound, you have to take care of yourself first before you can actually go out and, you know, help others. If you Before you go out, you can work towards, you know, having, building a better community for, a better town, better, school community. You have to work on yourself, because you can't just come into certain things and think you're going to change things or try to change things if you're not right within yourself. If your mind's not right, your body and your soul is not right, you can't do it. It's not going to work. You're not going to be able to sustain it, right? So it starts from, having that positive mindset, doing the proper things, taking care of yourself, taking care of your home and your family first. And once you have the ability to do that, it becomes much easier to help others, right? The powers that be up top, dropping this negative story, dropping that negative story, just to keep the masses at bay, distractions here or there. That's easy stuff for them. It's easy stuff to be consumed by, the latest news cycle, right? So circling back to see what do you have in your tank, right? So if you're spending time and energy on these things that, in all actuality, as one person, is almost very very difficult to change, in this day and age, right? Because you do have the power to change a lot of things. You do have the power to change a lot of things, but sometimes it requires a lot of numbers of people. But to think that you are going to, change something or someone with, this negative attack or this, argument on social media, you know, people, most majority of people's minds, their minds have already been decided, right? You can't, very difficult to change someone's mind. I found that a long time ago. You can't change anyone's mind until they're ready for their mind to be changed. You can't wake anyone up until they're ready to be woken up. And usually it takes some form of, that comes in the form of some life experience or some, horrible event sometimes for them to, to wake up to what the hell is going on, right? You can scream at somebody the truth until you're blue in the face. You can show them evidence, and they still, some people will still not believe you. So that is energy that you end up wasting. You end up wasting, right? So along the way, when I was politically active years ago, when I was trying to wake people up to 9/11 being an inside job, everyone thought I was crazy. You're crazy. I was trying to show people all the chemtrails in the sky that they're spraying on us. You're crazy. You're crazy. Well, guess what? Years later, it's pretty obvious that 9/11 was an inside job, and we were lied to. It's pretty obvious now that they've admitted it, that they're spraying chemicals and metals into the sky. It's obvious. It's admitted. So just because you're yelling at someone and you're trying to show them and they're completely against it, that ends up becoming wasted energy. So you're trying to help someone, you're trying to show them, right? But in all actuality, they're not ready to see, they're not ready to wake up. That's the crazy part about the human psyche, right? Sometimes they have to learn it on their own, right? They have to become aware of certain things on their own. So when you check how much, how much left do you have in your, how much, gas and fire do you have left inside of you, how much more do you have left inside of your tank to keep fighting forward. You have to preserve it, you have to use it, and use that energy towards things that you can actually change. But it starts with yourself, right? It starts in that inner circle, right? So if everyone can take care of themselves and do the right thing and start taking care of themselves physically, mentally, and emotionally, that will spread. That will spread to your loved ones, to your family and friends. That'll spread to your work environment, and that's kind of where you can actually make that positive change, because that's a contagious, positive energy that we need to have in the society, instead of reacting to the negative news events, reacting to all this negative crap that's going on around the world, inside our own country. You know, we can be consumed by that. We can become a part of that and think we're trying to make change with our voice. We to think that we can, but in all actuality, go back in history and how many times has one person really made change, a positive change? You know, there's a few, there's a handful, and what happened to them? Ask yourself that, right? So change starts within, right? So make that positive change. You got to make positive choices, and you have to start practicing positive disciplines, and getting rid of the negative actions that sometimes we all fall to, all of our vices that we can really, become, you know, we can succumb to on a bad day. And we let that shit spiral out of control until we can't get out of it, and we feel sorry for ourselves and depressed, and then all of a sudden we continue because we cope with it a little bit longer, and we continue to do it, continue to go down that road until we're out of money, or we freaking get smacked across the face or something, or we hit rock bottom, right? We don't need to get there to figure out, oh shit, this is the wrong choice. Shit, why am I doing this? We don't have to get all the way down there to actually turn around, right? So today, it's a great day. Even though it might be raining outside, or maybe it's beautiful outside where you are, it's still a great day to be alive. It's still a great day to live your best life, and, to share, these life experiences with the ones you love, right? It's because we only have so many sunsets and sunrises left. We all know this. So thank you again for joining me today. I truly appreciate it. I want you to go out there, have a great day, and check how much you got left in your tank, because I know you got a little fight more. You got a little more fight within yourself. You got a little more fire burning inside of yourself. So don't stop at the first obstacle. Don't stop at the first point of resistance. Keep moving forward because you have it within you and make the right choices. Thanks. Take care.